Alright, we are live once again.
Is there a tweet? I should probably retweet this.
Yeah, there should be a tweet coming out from Phil. Yep, just came
There
out.
we go.
So, my name is Dylan Hecht. I'm here with Mognite,
Hey.
and I'm here with Eric.
Hey.
And we are streaming World of Warcraft for 12 hours. It's hour number 9. I'm talking like this.
You know it's over.
Yeah, it's all going downhill from here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
But you may be asking yourself, why? That's it, just why? Why?
Two Y's, not three.
Why are you doing this? Why are you streaming all this? Wow, why are you punishing yourself by playing this stuff? By playing this MMO? And I'll tell you why. Because I'm playing this MMO for fighting games and charity.
Transition.
That's right. I'm playing it for the Art of Fighting art show and charity tournament, which is going to be happening locally here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. September 26th, 27th, and 28th. The 26th is going to be the art show. We're going to have lots of cool artists. You can check out the website nmism.com/AOF there in the bottom left-hand corner. Give you a list of all the artists, but it's people that worked on comics, on video games, independent artists, famous artists, all kind of peeps. Lots of cool stuff. The 27th and 28th, that Saturday and Sunday, are going to be a fighting game tournament. It'll be streamed live over the internet for everyone to watch. We're going to have all kinds of cool fighting games: Street Fighter 4, Marvel vs. Capcom, Killer Instinct, Tekken, Tag Tournament 2, Skullgirls, and Blaze Blue. We're going to have awesome guests like Justin Wong and Ricky Ortiz and Angelic, and fighters from New Mexico and Colorado and Texas and Arizona and Old Mexico. And we're all doing this for charity. We're doing it for the March of Dimes and for the Save Babies Through Screening Foundation, which help families and children suffering from congenital heart defects. So if you're down, if you like art or fighting games or children, you should watch. It'll be awesome. Again, check out the website nmism.com/AOF. There's a donate button up there. You can donate now. You can wait for the actual tournament. It's kind of up to you. It all goes to the same place. It'll all get counted. Last year we raised about $4,000, and we're looking to beat that this year, definitely. So check it out. Should be pretty cool. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I won't.
But you'll be watching on the internet,
I'll
right?
be watching. Yeah.
You better be.
Better be.
I'll be watching.
But for now, let's just keep watching this. I'm not going to move. We're just going to watch this for the next 3 hours.
Sounds good. I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna rest my eyes.
Great. So before we got back on the air, you guys were talking Street Fighter 4.
What else is there to talk about?
Pretty much. The only fighting game out there.
Fighting games.
There's no other fighting games out there right now.
None that are worth talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you count Smash as a fighting game.
Yeah, Smash is a fighting game. Smash is cool.
I always thought it was like I mean, it is a fighting game. I'm not gonna get into that argument. It totally is a
Yeah,
fighting game.
it-
But I
it
always
will-
considered it more of like a party game, if that makes sense. Like it was
It could
something
be
that like
a party fighting game.
yeah, and it definitely is. But like I always I always had the most fun with it playing like 4 players. Like it was never one-on-one.
Yeah, 4 players, I have to agree. I think 4 players is more fun than 2 players.
I think, like, for me, like, I definitely can enjoy that game on, like, a 1v1, you know, no item stuff, but I felt like if you play it with 4 players without items, I think it gets kinda dull.
Yeah, 4 players without items is no good. But I was thinking like teams. Teams is fun.
Yeah, teams is fun, but, like, 4-player free-for-all.
But if you're doing 4 player, you need to have items.
Yeah, because it's just like so hectic, and I stand a chance because I suck ass at that game. Like hard. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't get it. I just block a lot, and then Jigglypuff one-shots me.
Yeah,
Or
just
whatever.
goes up and takes a nap right next to you.
God, every
Wakes
time.
up and is like, where'd he go?
Seems about right.
Yep.
Sinners.
Tech says,
Yeah, go.
Street 2 is a fighting game. I guess Jackie Chan and Smash count. I
Jackie
don't know
Chan
what
definitely
that
counts.
means. I mean,
Jackie-
Jackie
Jackie-
Chan definitely counts.
Jackie Chan's definitely a fighting game. That's a great fighting game.
It sure is. Because everyone is Jackie except for like 3 characters.
Let's see. No, there's
There's 3 Jackies and 6 non-Jackies.
There's
Well,
more than 3 Jackies, aren't
there's
there?
3 Jackies, and then there's
There's 3
Mysterious
Jackies.
Lion, who I'm pretty sure is just Jackie
Jackie-
Chan dressed up as a.
There's a thing.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
okay.
Mysterious Lion is Jackie Chan, but there's Chairman Jackie, Drunk Jackie, and then like Super Cop Jackie, I think.
I think.
There's no just like Jackie or Rush Hour Jackie.
No, this is pre-Rush
I
Hour.
know. I was.
Also, Jackie Chan never loses in that fighting game. He never gets knocked out.
Yeah. He's always humble about it. too.
Yeah, it's like whenever he gets beat, he's like, "Hey, you're getting better. Good job." He's like, "I could have fucked you up, but I didn't. You're welcome." Like
But yeah,
it's just like
if you take,
implied.
But
Like
yet, if you pick any other character that's not Jackie, it's always like a bloody mess or
yeah,
something. Like,
whenever yeah,
I-
if there's no Jackies involved, then yeah, there's like the most gruesome fatalities. It's great.
Is it really that
weird.
brutal?
Yeah, well, I mean, for what it is. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
of course, like, the person, like, blows up into, like, a bunch of, like, 50 arms and torsos, and there's, like, red pixels everywhere, you know? It's, like, dumb. Or, like, a rock will fall on them, and then they'll be red on the screen.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's very silly.
Very,
But
very-
why is if Blaze Blue is a fighting game?
Yeah, what's wrong with Blaze
Which
Blue?
it
Totally
is.
It totally
You can't
is a
say
fighting
that it's not.
Yeah, Blaze Blue's legit. Why,
But
we,
I could see the argument for Smash or Jackie Chan more so than Blaze Blue.
why are we hating on Blaze Blue?
No,
I know what I'm saying. Why is Cinerex hating on Blaze Blue?
I know.
Explain
Yeah.
yourself, sir.
He hates anime fighting.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of Blaze Blue.
Oh,
but
it's
I'm not
definitely a
gonna-
fighting game.
I'm not gonna deny that.
Cinerex needs to watch the Evo finals for Blaze Blue and then tell me that's not a
Oh,
fighting game.
that was probably
That was.
That was
my
one of the best
favorite like Evo finals of. That was like the best Evo finals that day. Well, that's not true. Street Fighter was really good.
Street Fighter was really great because it was so unexpected, you know, who won.
Yeah.
Right.
But back to Street Fighter, real fighting games.
Mog needs a new character. That's what
I
we were
need a new
talking about.
character. I can't
So
play
you-
Honda anymore. I
So you
can't
like
play
charged
Ryu.
characters? Is that it? More comfortable with that style?
It's weird because it's like whenever I play a fighting game, it's always like there's no. I mean, usually when you have these different character archetypes, right? Like there's people that have a preference for like a certain one. Like they'll be like, yeah, I like charge characters, yeah, I like grappers, so I'll gravitate towards these particular characters in these fighting games. For me, that's never the case. Like I play a weird, diverse like roster of characters in like many different fighting games. Like I'll dig grapplers in one game, I'll dig like charge characters in another. You know.
Oh,
But
so
like, say Street Fighter specifically though, do you have like do you like to play like more rushdown? Do you like to play patient?
I like to play definitely with like more touchdown.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
then Honda was a bad choice.
Honda was definitely a
was,
bad choice.
was a bad choice, but it felt like at least in Super Street Fighter 4,
Well, he was good. He was a lot better.
it was good enough that it made like it made better sense for me.
That was the year Mike Ross got the top 4, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to show how good Honda was.
Even Mike
No.
Ross could do well.
Well, I thought Mike Ross said the opposite though, didn't he? Like Honda's so broken and I'm so godlike. Cause whatever. Guy
Well,
never
that's Mike
shuts up.
Ross. So.
That's true. Fair enough.
He's a cool guy though.
Play
No,
Adon.
for sure.
He's a very cool guy.
That's what I say.
Adon's a great rushdown character,
Hmm.
and he's got a
Picked
good
him up a
setting.
little bit in Super Street Fighter 4.
Or
I don't know why he dropped him though.
You could play Yoon. He's good once again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's, I used to play him in AE because everyone did,
Yeah.
but then I
Right.
dropped him because A he got nerfed and B, like once he got nerfed, the amount of health he had was like insurmountable for me. I was like losing every match because
You
I
You have to be
hit
that
twice.
good, and you don't do the damage to back up not having a lot of life.
Exactly. You weren't a Kuma, you know.
Right. Like he didn't really compensate for the health deficit.
You weren't even Cammy.
You weren't even trying. Similar effects, Days Blue and Marvel both become incomprehensible if there is so much animation.
I feel like that's true, but it's sort of like LOL is completely incomprehensible to me. but the more you watch it, the more you start picking up on it. You know.
Yeah,
Right.
and you could pick up like Blaze Blue is actually, I think, kind of slow for an anime fighter.
Anime fighters are generally kind of slow.
Yeah, but like Blaze Blue has like a slight pause every time you hit. There's like a tiny bit of like pausing
Oh.
every time you
It
hit.
definitely feels
says
like
very-
slower than Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear is the exception to that rule. Like Guilty Gear is really fast, but
Yeah,
like
Guilty-
Arcana Heart is super slow.
Persona's
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Persona. Oh yeah, I never paid much
I
attention
totally
to that.
forgot Love Mask comes out this month. I
Arcana
need to
Heart.
pick that up. Yeah.
Do you?
I kind of do, except I know I'll have no one to play it with.
Well, it's got online.
Yeah, it does.
That's something.
That's something, yeah.
Plus, Guilty Gear has to be coming out soon, right?
Is that for
Sometimes.
next gen?
That's for next gen and current gen both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're not like I can't like on a PS4. I
You-
can't play people on the PS3.
You can, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So that works out well.
So it's
Sinner
not
has
super
mentioned,
laggy.
what about Battle Fantasia? Battle Fantasia?
I've seen that game, but I know next to nothing about it.
I have that game because I think I got it for PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was offered for free on PlayStation Plus. Like, if you wanted to combine like an RPG, like with RPG like themes and stuff into a fighting game, then it's definitely visually appealing. But that game was so hollow as far as like mechanics go.
Oh yeah,
It's really boring.
it's incredibly dull.
Yeah.
But it had a fucking pirate who yells out Magnum whenever he punches with like his fist is like replaced with like a hook or something. Like he's basically Pirate Balrog. And I can appreciate that. Like I think that's pretty cool.
That's the one thing about anime fighters is the art design is generally so top notch. Like the characters just are so out there. Like
Right.
Bridget from Guilty Gear and which was the one like the girl with the anchor?
May?
Yeah. And God, like the character design on that is like it's inspired. It's like
It's so
they
good,
dropped, like,
right?
some peyote and then just like went to the drawing room, you know. It's like what's the weirdest thing we can think of?
And all the characters are different from each other too, which is pretty cool.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty vastly different. But whenever I play a new fighter, I'm always like, which character is the most like Ryu?
Yeah.
And then
you
I
end
work
up
my
getting
way from that.
really lost because they try so hard to be like unique and like different from each other that you can't really tie them up with like another character, you know?
Yeah, that's Arxis. That's why I like their stuff though.
Yeah. And,
Like, you can't really say so bad guy is Ryu because he's kind of not.
No, but he's godlike.
No.
Yeah, he is.
I really wanted to play Zappa,
Zappa's cool.
but
yeah.
he makes no sense.
Nope.
So weird.
Professional Zappa players don't know what they're doing. Like,
Are you convinced of that or what?
I am convinced of that. It makes no fucking logical sense. I'm convinced.
I mean, like his things that he has, like it's RNG, right? Or is there some sort of like?
I don't.
Think of
It's been years. I played like what was the one for the Xbox One? Not the Xbox One, but the
The
original
original.
Xbox. Yeah.
Sharp reload, I think it was. I
Yeah.
saw
It was like
here.
X2 sharp reload or something. Yeah.
Of course, yeah, some ridiculous name.
Mhm.
Cause anime.
Right. I just remember the online for that game being really, really bad.
I remember online. I mean, by today's standards, online on the Xbox was pretty subpar.
Well, Guilty Gear has really never had good online code, if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many examples of it?
There's...
Not many.
Did the PC one have online?
I,
But I know there's the PS3 version of it.
right, there's that. Not HD, but the,
There's a PS2 version
those
as
are
well
released.
of one of them.
Well, there was only one Xbox version, but I think there were a couple PS2 versions.
There was also
There's
one
many
for the
PS2
Wii.
versions, and
Yeah.
the one for the Wii also came out for the PS2.
Right.
What? Well, Seneca says no, it didn't, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we kind of went through like a bunch of
There's a bit of a lag. If you could clarify, we would love to
Let's
address
see.
that.
Actually, I can just...
It could have been about the Xbox One.
Oh,
You don't know.
oops. Yeah, who knows?
Let's see. Let's see. I want to bring him. I'm just going to bring Aaron on actually, because he's the Guilty Gear expert.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, the
Oh,
PC.
see.
second Overturn on PC version did not have online. Thank you for clarifying. I didn't even know there was a PC version, to be
I
honest.
heard they're bringing it to Steam.
Oh, that's cool.
Of
Like
what?
Sharp Reload, I think they're bringing to Steam, which
Oh,
I don't know. I mean, Sharp Reload wasn't bad.
what's the new one called?
Ascent Core Plus R.
Fuck me,
It's
stop
like
it.
to say.
Yep.
God. So what's the acronym for it? GG.
GGAC Plus R.
And that's the last version of the
Last
old, right? All right.
Oh,
We got Aaron here with us now. You have to clarify what's the newest version of Guilty Gear.
I think Asuka was the newest one.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well, no, but I mean of the real fighting game, not Asuka.
How is
X
this even not a real fighting game?
X2 Reload Accent Core or something. I don't know.
Ugh.
They keep re-releasing them.
Yeah.
I just looked up I'm looking up the Wikipedia now. Oh my god.
But I think X2 Reload came out on consoles, and then like Kiss, LTD brought Asuka and X2 Reload to Steam, but they're not online.
Of course. And then so who brought? Because the first Blaze Blue
Arxis-
is on Steam now too.
Arxis brought it to that, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll bring Guilty Gear Xrd to PC, depending on BlazBlue's performance of this first fighting game that has no online."
Yeah.
Right. It's CT and stuff, right?
It's
So-
CT. It doesn't have online. Though if I remember right, because it used to be games for Windows Live, and you could play with Xbox 360 players, couldn't you?
And it only came out in Europe.
Yeah.
In Europe?
It was a European
like-
only
it was like a-
PC release, but you could play with 360 players.
I assume only in Europe, unless it's international.
Yeah, like there's a retail release in Europe about it, and then that's the only place it came out.
Oh.
Jeez.
Okay, it's Guilty Gear XRD Sign?
That's the
Yeah.
new one is called.
That's the
Yeah.
new one. Okay, okay.
They
have-
did that to prevent it from calling it XXX.
Is it XRD or is it Zerd?
Xrd.
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 Yep.
It's supposed to be like third, but not that.
It did. So
Oh.
so don't call it Guilty Gear Triple X basically.
Well, that game makes no sense anyways. Like, when you start them around, it's like Rebel 1.
I like that. That's awesome. Let's
What does that
rock.
mean?
Heaven or hell.
That's rock.
Exactly.
But what is
Good.
Rebel 1?
It doesn't. I mean, whatever.
Is it like the Star Wars call signs? Like,
Yeah, that's
Red
right. Red leader 1, yellow leader 1, yellow leader 2. Well, what is BlazBlue says something crazy too. They don't say round either.
Yeah, they say
Wheel of
Rebel.
Fate is turning.
the Wheel of Fate is turning. Yeah.
But they have I don't know. But it's just that's just
I think it's
Arxis. Is
Yeah.
it also?
Oh, is it? Am I confusing the two?
I don't know.
I think because in Guilty Gear it's Heaven or Hell.
That's right. Guilty Gear.
Dual one, like duels.
Yeah.
Dual 1, Dual 2.
Of course. Of course. Arxis is just weird though.
But that makes better sense than Rebel.
Whoa. The guild leveled up.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Hooray!
13.
We're level
What'd you even get?
we're level 13, and I got a buff that increases honor points gained by 5%.
Nice.
No one in our guild PvPs.
I
So
don't think anyone on that server PvPs. Like,
yeah, we were pretty terrible in all our PvP outings. Have gone real poorly. Oh, all right. What's going on here? I'm about to run out of my XP buff. That's kind of a bummer. Just as I was 35% into level 65. How sad. All right.
speaking of Arxis, I would really like a Bethesda North Star like port to newer consoles, please.
You think that's actually really going to happen ever?
No, but I just loved how stupid, ridiculous that game was, as far as basketball combos are concerned.
Yeah, you could just pretty much go crazy in that game, right? Wasn't that?
Yeah, it was just that game had no rules.
Did it? So that there was this did it just not have good combo resets, or I mean, what was? I know because I always hear that it's crazy, and you can do is it just you could do crazy long combos? It's just that you could do.
crazy long combos. There's no combo breaker of any sort in that game. I mean,
jeez.
there is damage scaling, and it scales down to 1 health eventually.
Hmm.
But like there was just nothing in the way of like stopping you from making really long combos. Like there were things where as the hit kind of goes up, the gravity increases, but that never stopped you.
Was there hit stun deterioration? Like the longer the combo is, the harder it is to
No,
make like a
there was
link.
none of
No.
that.
Wow,
None of that at all. There was
that's
nothing to prevent you from making infinites, and every character had like infinites that you could just completely freestyle on, and it was the best shit ever. But it was also the worst shit ever.
that's crazy.
Good night, Intersex.
Oh, so yeah, Cinerex X. Good night. Good.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he'd see us saying goodnight before he actually logged off. So
Here's hoping. Here's hoping.
I like how there's so many fighting games coming out in the near future.
There's
Kind of crazy.
Guild,
Yeah.
yeah, Guilty Gear, Love Max, Mortal Kombat.
Under Night in Birth EXE Late or whatever that's called.
Oh, anime. Why you gotta have names like that?
Persona 4 Ultimax.
Oh yeah.
And then there's what is that? New Meta or something like bringing that fighting game to Steam. That Yatagarasu on Attack Cataclysm something.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
oh my,
And that's
I'm in the beta for that.
that's the one that has like James Chen commentary. Like
Right.
is like the announcer on it. It's like James Chen is. I think like Tasty Steve is. There's like a bunch
I
of
mean,
like people.
To be totally real, like it's you set that shit to conclusion and have at it. You don't need to pick any other announcer.
Really?
That guy is crazy.
I hope like no, I guess they wouldn't. I want like James Chen's commentary to like still be talking about how bad Cammy is. Like in a totally different game. I feel like that would be the most appropriate thing for him to do.
Or at least just give him a shit ton of puns.
Oh god, I bet it's gonna be all oh
I'm sure
god
it's
damn it, it's all puns. That's gonna be terrible.
well, like the fighting game commentary is always really non-specific, right? Like it's like
Yeah, I don't know what they can do to like yeah, I mean I just always think like the Street Fighter 4 announcer.
yeah.
Where he doesn't say anything worthwhile,
Well-
really.
Have you ever played like Virtua Fighter 5 with the commentary on?
No.
No.
It's
I've really played it much with the commentary
it's
off,
pretty
to
great.
be fair either.
like they took it out in Final Showdown, but like on the retail releases, like there was live commentary that you can have on, and like they announced like all the moves, and they try really hard to like make it like as legitimate as possible.
Mhm.
But it's just them just repeating move names that again and again.
Oh, that's really lame.
Yeah.
It always makes me think of that that UFC game that EA put out.
The one that just came out.
No, not the one that just came out. The one that came out like last year or the year before that. I can't remember which it was. That had like if you were like a high-ranked player, there would be they would have like events where there would be actual live commentary, like people watching the game and talking as it happens, like real life people.
Oh wow.
Huh.
Yeah, and they would like built like fake like pay-per-view style events with like players that were like really highly ranked in the online, and they would have like live commentary of like those matches, which is pretty cool.
That reminds me of a YouTube video I saw. It was like from the new UFC game, but it was like this guy mimicking Joe Rogan, but he was commentating on like the glitches in the game,
Oh, perfect.
and it's pretty fucking golden. I just look it up sometime. I won't do it justice because I cannot impersonate Joe Rogan to save my life.
I imagine a Joe Rogan impersonation would be kind of tough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see here. What we got going on?
Are you
Wolf.
still killing mobs?
Nope,
Oh, no,
I'm
it's
killing.
wolves now.
Yeah, you know, all the wildlife ever, pretty much.
Fair enough.
For science.
I like the idea also that I just have a kitten out here with me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, rolling with. I'm just like killing everything in sight. No wolves are attacking it. No like giant demons that are like chasing me down or like, I'll just ignore this little kitten. Like I'll like fly and somehow it'll like fly after me.
Yeah. I always have a little Smokey out from the engineering.
Oh,
profession or
the
whatever.
most obnoxious pet of all
Yes.
time.
He's so loud, but when you're like flying now, he's like following you, but like there's like a trail of smoke,
Mm-hmm.
like just like streaming down behind you constantly.
I always like the combination of having like the little smoky pet and then having the Mechanistrider, the gnome mount. So it's like you have like the mount that just makes the most noise and is constantly like clunking and like making weird noises and spewing out smoke, and then you have like the pet that's just like disgusting and spewing out smoke and loud. You're just like,
It's one of those things, like, if you have it and you're just used to it, you don't notice it.
yeah, but
But, like, I bet, like, if I join a battleground, I bet I pissed a lot of people off.
oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I've been because I have alliance characters on the WoW beta, so
Oh, okay.
in there I like have them like running on the Mechanistrider, and it's like even hearing it now, I'm like, how did I put up with this? It's terrible. It's like annoying me. But also in the beta, you can ride on the Scarab Lord mount.
Oh, that's cool. Is that the AQ one?
Yeah, it's like the black version of the AQ one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's super awesome looking. So I've
Does
mostly
it
been
fly?
no,
Oh,
unfortunately
it's
not.
so cool.
It was pre-flying mount.
No, I know, but like I thought maybe like for
They could like up convert it.
like
That'd be
why
hot.
not? Like it's like a fucking scarab. Like it's like wings are all fast.
Oh yeah, I was saying that earlier that Blizzard should just like add a thing in where you could like make all your mounts fly, even the non-flying ones.
That might work, but then some would just be like stupid.
Yeah,
I want to
I
fight
don't care.
Turtle Mount because
There's plenty of stupid mounts already in the game.
That's true.
There's
I
a
guess.
there's a race car and a helicopter and a motorcycle.
There's several motorcycles.
Oh yeah, there's that new motorcycles coming in because they had they had the dudes from American Chopper, like groups of dudes from American Chopper made like a Horde motorcycle and an Alliance motorcycle.
is that the one with the treads?
What's that?
Was it the one with like the freaking tank treads?
Yeah, the Alliance one was basically a tank, and they had like a reality show, and then like people were voted on which one was better, and the Horde one won. So then everyone gets a Horde motorcycle for free if they logged in at a certain point.
Huh.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, I guess, when 6.0 comes out. Though is when you get it. When it was like logging in anytime between like a month and a half ago and now, and 6.0, then you'll get the Azeroth Chopper, is what they call it.
But both faction only Horde can get it.
I'm pretty sure both factions get the Horde version, is how it
okay,
works.
but they just have voted on which one was cooler.
Yeah, and the Horde one was way better looking, because like the Alliance one was seriously ugly. It was like a tricycle with like tank treads in the front. It was
Kind of look. Oh, okay.
it was really stupid looking. But they made like real versions of them too, I think, like real life versions.
Yeah, because was it part of the show, like the American Chopper or whatever?
I'm pretty
it's
sure it was, yeah.
Okay.
But it was like the like dudes from Blizzard were helping to design it, kind of thing.
Mhm.
How long do we have? How long do I have before this is done? Oh, it's a corium mine, corium vein, but I
2.5
can't.
hours, I think.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. I can't mine this corium. I can't always be mining because I don't have high enough skill. I need mining 375, and I have 342. Geez, not even close.
Wow.
Yeah, corium back in the day is like super rare. That's what I remember about it. It was like it didn't have like how most mining things have places they spawn. Corium would just spawn randomly.
Randomly. Oh,
It'd randomly take over another mining spot of like another
okay.
ore, so it could be anywhere in any part of Outland at any time.
I bet that fucked with your like gatherer mod.
Oh yeah, constantly.
Oh, did you see that? Like on the Apple shit, like U2 uploaded their album like via the cloud to like everyone's iPhone.
What? So if you have an iPhone, you just have the U2 album on it?
Yeah, if you. Have,
I'd be
like,
so hurt. I'd be like, I don't want this garbage on here.
Well, it's
Get
not like you can just stream it. It doesn't actually download it to your phone, but like when you're on your music or whatever, it's just there. And I cannot stand U2.
Can you like remove it?
If I have to plug it into the computer
Oh, that's so
and
dumb.
go through all that crap, and I just don't have the patience. But that bugs me more than anything.
I
And
bet.
it's not even that big of a deal.
Right.
I liked all the jokes that people were like, "Someone hacked my phone because I would never buy this album."
Right.
Well, I think it's just a really poor timing, especially with like the iCloud leak
I
and
know.
everything.
That's like all the terrible like the iCloud stuff happened, and then they're like, "Yo, you can use iCloud. You know, we put your credit card info on there." I'd be like, no fucking way, Apple.
Yeah, though. Well, I mean, to be fair, Apple already has your credit card.
Yeah, but they're keeping it. It's a separate. I like to imagine it's like a separate vault. You know what
Well,
I
it
mean?
wasn't iCloud wasn't what got hacked, right? It was like the fact that they had shitty passwords.
Yeah,
and
they
shitty,
got
like,
they got
hints.
they got brute forced. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it was just because all that information on them is public because they're celebrities.
Yeah.
Like, so they'd be like, "What's your first dog's name?" And then they see their Instagram post about their dog or whatever.
Yeah. Or like what's your mother's maiden name? Look on Wikipedia and find it out.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does. That whole thing is such a shit show.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I saw something. I guess like there's some like article written about the Reddit dude that was like started it or whatever, and he looks like exactly like you imagine he looks, like the biggest scumbag.
Yep. But I thought it wasn't it 4chan or did I misread?
I don't know. Or maybe it was the dude that was running the like subreddit
The
about
subreddit?
it.
Okay, yeah, that would also make sense.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, he looked like the type of dude that would run a subreddit about like making sure that everyone can see celebrity nude pics.
Hmm. And people got so butthurt, like the fact that like Reddit has all these other subreddits that are so offensive that that's like off limits, and it's because Reddit they were facing legal action
Yeah,
against people who have pretty good lawyers.
yeah,
Like,
they
why-
can afford some real good lawyers.
Yeah, and Reddit, like, they're not obligated to keep that shit up there. They tend to do it because they want like free expression of ideas, so they let like other stuff continue, even though it's like
But everyone's looking out for their
Disgusting.
pocketbook, including Reddit, and I don't blame them for it. And it's just, I don't know, the whole thing is just whatever, dumb. That's my
Although
opinion.
I have to give credit for the name, the Fappening, because that's pretty golden.
That's a great name.
It really is.
I did hear one that was also the Jizaster.
That's a close second.
That's really good.
That sounds like. That sounds more like a porn that's already been made,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the Da Vinci Load or whatever.
Oh, great. Great. Oh, just what I needed at 6:45 in the morning. Is that real? Please tell me that's real.
Oh yeah, it's real.
I'm sure it is.
When I turned 18, like my friends and I all went to like the porn stores or whatever.
Oh, and
like we just like went through the section of like parody porns. And I remember a few was like Edward Penis Hands, which is one of the least clever ones.
that's really not. Yeah, come on. They could definitely do better than that.
But the cover was pretty hilarious though.
I bet. I meant like actually seeing that would be an
The whole
experience.
section was just gold. But Da Vinci Load is the one that sticks in my mind the most.
That's great.